For millions of late-night TV fans in the 1970s, Carol Wayne was one of the most well-known and beloved characters on The Late Night Show. But her full, fast life ended in a short Hollywood mystery when she died from an accidental drowning in 1985. So here is the full, fast, and short life of Carol Wayne. But before we dive into the video, make sure that you subscribe to the channel and leave a comment below saying, "I subscribed," and we're going to do our best to personally reply to your comment. Wayne's early years. Carol Marie Wayne was born September 6, 1942 in Chicago, Illinois. She began her show business career as a teenage figure skater in the Ice Capades along with her sister, Nina Wayne. The sisters became showgirls of the Folies Bergère at the Tropicana Resort and Casino in Las Vegas. Wayne goes to Hollywood. So Carol followed her sister Nina to Hollywood in the mid-1960s. The two began appearing in TV shows. She says that she was discovered at a Hollywood party and auditioned for The Tonight Show. Her looks made her famous and led to her getting small roles in a number of TV shows and movies in the 70s and 80s. But her breakthrough and memorable appearance was on The Tonight Show starring Johnny Carson, where she played the matinee lady in the Art Fern's Tea Time movie sketches. Her character had the personality of the trademark dumb blonde hottie, and no one portrayed the role better than she did. She was voluptuous, but it was her innocent charm that captured the audience. She featured in many popular TV shows at the time, but she continued to always be a fixture on Johnny's iconic late-night show. One of these TV shows that she appeared in was The Red Skelton Show, where she portrayed a similar dumb blonde role. She played the role as the ditzy blonde bombshell so well that she seldom had an opportunity to play anything else. It was due to this stereotypical role that she battled to get cast in a lead role in movies or TV shows. Although she was loved by millions of fans of The Tonight Show, she did not get the big break in Hollywood that she was expecting and only managed to get cast as small roles in small films that did not do that well at the box office. Wayne's personal life. Wayne was married 3 times. Her first husband was Loretto or Larry Serra on May 1st, 1965. They got a divorce in June of 1967. She married her second husband in 1969, rock music photographer Barry Feinstein. The two had a son, Alex, in 1970, and then the two divorced in 1974. A year later, in 1975, she married TV and film producer Burt Sugarman, who was the producer on Celebrity Sweepstakes. They divorced in 1980. Wayne features in Playboy and files for bankruptcy. So Wayne appeared nude in a pictorial for Playboy in February 1984 in order to get noticed and get her a breakthrough role that would continue to move her career forward. Wayne filed for bankruptcy the same year. The Tonight Show went from 90 minutes of airtime to 60 minutes in order to make way for David Letterman's new show, Late Night with David Letterman. And due to this shorter time slot, Carol's skit had to be reduced drastically. She wasn't landing movies or TV roles, which led to financial problems, and she reportedly became dependent on drugs and alcohol as a result. She began engaging with men of questionable honor, including Edward Durston, a car salesman. It's reported that near the end of her life, she had resorted to being an escort for rich men to help her with her financial troubles. In the same year, Wayne made her final film appearance called Heartbreakers, where she played a dominatrix who had the hots for Peter Coyote, who was a starving pinup artist. She was 41 when she made the film, but it did poorly at the box office and did not create more opportunities for her, and it seemed that her career as an actress was coming to an end. Wayne's mysterious death. Carol Wayne's life took a sad and troubling turn on January 10, 1985. She was vacationing with companion Edward Durston at the Las Hadas Resort in Manzanillo, Mexico. The couple had allegedly had an argument about where they were going to stay that evening because they were scheduled to fly back to Los Angeles the next morning. After the argument, Wayne went for a walk along the beach by herself to calm down, and Durston checked out of the hotel, headed to the airport, where he left her bags. That was the last time anyone saw her alive. A local fisherman found her body floating 3 days later in the shallow bay waters. The Mexican police had questions surrounding her death, as she had drowned in 4 feet deep water and she was fully clothed. Her body tested negative for drugs and alcohol, suggesting that she didn't pass out in the water. She also had no lesions or abrasions on her body, suggesting that she didn't fall from the nearby rocks into the water below. Her death was ultimately ruled as an accident, and the case was closed. The Tonight Show kept Wayne's character, the matinee lady, off the show for a year after her passing to pay tribute to the wonderful actress. A year later, Teresa Ganzel took the role previously played by Carol, and the sketch was back on the air. Wayne's death linked to another star's death. So the story gets stranger when you have a closer look at her boyfriend, Edward Durston. If you take a look online, you'll find that Durston was in the apartment with TV host Art Linkletter's daughter, Diane, when she reportedly jumped or fell from an apartment building 6 stories high in 1969. According to Art, his daughter's death was due to her having a flashback caused by her LSD addiction. After his daughter's death, Art stepped back from his successful TV career to campaign about the harmful effects of drugs. Durston's name also came up in relation to the Manson murders as an acquaintance of one of the victims of the horrendous crime. Even though Durston was never taken to court for these so-called accidents, one can't think but to question his innocence in these mysterious deaths. No evidence has been found that shows the Mexican police suspected his involvement in Wayne's death, and her death was called an accident, even under the suspicious circumstances. Durston died in 2007, and so the truth about Carol Wayne will never be known. Carol Wayne was a well-known and beloved actress for millions of late-night TV fans in the 70s. She played the role of the ditzy-dumb blonde perfectly and was adored for her innocent charm. Although she had hoped to make it big in Hollywood, she did not land the role that would give her that big breakthrough. Wayne fell on hard times and turned to alcohol, drugs, and escorting to get her through. Her death came as a shock to millions around the world, and many questions were raised with regards to her accidental drowning. While there is no substantial evidence to prove that Durston had something to do with Carol Wayne's death, many people are convinced that he was linked to the demise of Johnny's beloved sidekick. The truth about what happened on the night of June 10, 1985 still remains a Hollywood mystery. So do you think Carol Wayne's death was an accident? Or do you think something sounds suspicious about the way she died? Let us know in the comments section below and check out the next video in this series.